Welcome back, boys, to Criminal Diesel. Today, first gen Cummins. Let's get after it. This truck has been off the channel for multiple months. Today, we are getting the truck ready for the show season of 2025. We have Blake Fitzgerald's show coming up in Jamestown, Tennessee in 2 weeks. Not a lot of time to get this thing dialed and perfect and ready to show for you guys in person in Jamestown. We're doing a cab visor. We're doing a front bumper finally. It hasn't had a front bumper on it in probably 5 years. Color matching the rear fender wells, and there's a couple other small stuff that we'll get into later in this video, so make sure you stick around for the first gen Cummins this year. Boys, let me clean this off here. Something new for 2025, our license plates for the first gen Cummins. Every major video that the first gen shows up in, it will have a new license plate for you guys to buy. I will sign it on the back. They will be $20 on the website, criminalsupply.com. You guys can own a piece of first-gen history, frame it, burn it, throw it away, keep it, give it to your grandkids. I don't know what you're going to do with it. Make sure you support the channel, boys, and let's get into it. The OG first-gen plate. There we go, boys.
Another warm, beautiful Pennsylvania day here.
It's actually not bad.
No, it's not.
Perfect, boys. There we go. She's on there. Hey guys, go ahead and get her fired up here. Maybe. I figured it'd fire right up. Ooh. Oh, not started, is she? There we go. She's alive, boys. Just a little bit of airlock, no big deal. Yeah, okay. First gen is running. First drive is on. I love this truck so much. Nothing to see here, just hook it up my two-wheel drive truck because it won't make it up a slight driveway with ice on it. Oh yeah, there we go. All right, go forward. Yeah, right there. Here goes everything, apparently, I guess. Good old Larry Hoover's back there ain't gripping. A little pull from the 1500 up there, four-wheel drive. Like it's nothing, boys. First time in 2 years. She's back in the garage. Look at her. Woo! That's where she's sitting, boys. That's where she's sitting right there. We are going to be taking off the front grille when we start welding on the bumper and everything. When we do that, we are going to be taking off these little clips right here on the grille for the grille inserts. All of them, obviously, except for the ones that hold the license plates on. I wanted to do it last year. We rushed. We took out the grille inserts right before we went to New York City. Of course, didn't have time to, so we're going to take that off, get that taken care of. We're also going to be taking off these side emblems. You guys will see why in another video. We might have something going right here that we don't want that to take away from this. All right, so here is the cab visor that we are going to be using on the truck. We're going to be painting this red initially and then a coat of white over top, sanding through the white a little bit and try and give a little bit of patinaed look to the truck to match the rear tailgate letters. As you know, those are red. If it doesn't turn out good, we're just gonna respray it white. It's no big deal. Got a lot of work to do on the roof to repair the mistakes that we made last year. Take a trip to Lowe's, get rib nuts. Not really sure where I should start. I do want to show you guys the front bumper. I'm curious on what that looks like because as you can see, I haven't even opened it yet. Here are the body panels, or the front bumper. I swear to God, I'm retarded. Gonna get this thing open here. There it is, right there. This is what we got going on here. We have a flat piece of sheet metal here. We are going to put up against here, and you guys can kind of see how it's going to sit. Fortunately, I do believe we are going to have to chop the truck up. It is what it is. You can see the dogs want to be a part of the process here. We're going to get the grill off. We're going to get these bolts out and see exactly what we need to do. This little C-section of the frame right here is kind of in the way. I really don't want to have to chop it off, but if that's what it resorts to, then that's what's going to happen. Go from there. We're going to get the grill off, see what we need to do. back and looked at the timestamps on the last video that I talked to you guys at, and it was 7:01 in the afternoon, and now it is 2:17 in the morning. It did take a long time. However, it looks phenomenal. It's not painted yet or nothing, but it does look very, very good. It looks true. It looks straight. We are going to leave this little panel gap right there on both sides just to give it that OEM feel. I've seen a couple show trucks online with this front roll pan weld on. Everything's smooth. It kind of gives it like a weird look, I guess. Leaving those panel gaps to break it up a little bit. Overall, how do you guys think I did? Not bad. It only took me 8 hours to do. Honestly, it could have taken me twice as long as it did. As long as it turned out like that, I don't really care how long it takes. That's it for the night. I'll see you guys in the morning. All right, boys, we're back. Nothing's changed. Time to grind. My voice is completely gone. Don't mind that. I apologize for that. This project was kind of a fabrication project. This is a project and a half if you decide to do this to your truck. It's doable. I did it. It's for sure doable. This is pretty much what she's looking like here. There are some spots that we do have to finish up. The welder unfortunately ran out of wire, so it's not completely done. As you can see, I mean, this is what a first-gen Cummins looks like with a front roll pan. Pretty much what we're going to do now, we're going to tape off the whole front end. We're going to get some paint sprayed. I kind of want to clean up behind the grill along with put etching primer on the front bumper to make sure that she doesn't rust through the white after we paint it. Tape everything up. Hopefully the tape doesn't peel off any more paint. That would be ideal. Get the front end sprayed, and then we are going to move on to something else finally. I'll take care of the rest of the front bumper tomorrow or the next day whenever I get a chance to go to it. You can see that she's dialed. I got stuff sitting all over the hood. That's one good thing about having a patina truck is that you can set stuff on the hood. Ain't gotta worry about the paint. Painted. We did the gloss black on the upper across the intercooler, as well as we did etching primer across the bottom of the front bumper so the front bumper doesn't rust or bleed through after it's painted. This is what's eventually going to go on the front bumper. However, it does say it is paint and primer, but when you're painting raw steel, always a good idea to use etching primer so there's very little corrosion after years and years of use. All on this truck is, of course, not in perfect condition whatsoever. We have some bubbling right here, and then we have some overspray from the previous owner. And of course, we have a couple cracked brackets across here because, you know, Dodge's plastic back in 1991 was never great, especially after being sunfaded and used and 135,000 miles of daily use for the old farm truck here. You need to remove all these plastic tabs. These plastic tabs look horrible. They do blend in, honestly, up against the black part of the truck there. We're going to go ahead and trim and smooth all these brackets off, and then we're going to end up Frankensteining this part of the grill up here because it is broke and it does flap around in the wind once in a while, so we're going to fix that. The grill is a project in of itself. Before it goes back on the truck for 2025, I would really like to get that taken care of. The front bumper project, the front grill is not nearly as hard or as difficult or time consuming. The grill is already done. We have all the tabs clipped off, shaved off, painted. You do have to relocate the license plate because we kind of just threw it on there for the video. As far as that goes, after we get the license plate rerouted, the front grill is done. It took us about, I don't know, half an hour. Not that big of a project, but it needed to be done for sure. This thing looked annoying. I wouldn't say it looked bad, it just looked straight up annoying with those little tabs on there, especially with no grill inserts in there. And another little detail we added, and it kind of goes along with the whole theme of the truck. Some of you might not agree with it. Honestly, I don't care. We went ahead and Frankensteined the front grille. These two zip ties kind of match the headlights a little bit, so I kind of like that detail. I don't really know if that looks good or if it looks trashy. I'm not really sure. I don't really care. It's staying on there. We're gonna get this license plate off. We're gonna remount it, and then we are going to plan on putting the grille back on the truck tomorrow. You can buy this license plate. Criminalsupply.com. Go ahead, buy it. $20. Cheapest license plate you'll find on the east side of the Mississippi, brother. All right, first startup for the first gen in a week. Yep, that'll do it. Up the etching primer. I swear to God, I went to go over and look at these emblems that we're going to be removing here in a minute. I barely touched this, and it just like popped right off, and there it goes. Yep. Final coat of clear is drying on the front bumper. We do have our phenomenal looking cab visor sitting over here that we snagged off of Facebook Marketplace. Now, we are going to do something a little bit different with this cab visor. We are going to throw in a little bit of color. Now, if you watched this far through the video, I know what you're thinking, okay? This truck's nothing but spray paint. This truck's nothing but this. It's nothing but cheap stuff. Look, I get it. It is not ideal to be spray painting a truck, especially a show truck, going to these shows. Especially with trucks that are sitting on 24-inch lift kits, full powder coat. Look, I understand where you're coming from, okay? Look at this truck. I'm going to be doing a little bit of self-defense right now because I understand where you guys would typically come from in this scenario. We have two other show trucks on the channel. We have a bunch of other trucks on the channel that just are absolutely gorgeous, top-notch paintwork. I've built multiple trucks in the past with full powder coat, perfect paint. This isn't that type of build. You guys have to understand that. We are going for a legitimate old school farm truck. Like if you replace me with an 85-year-old farmer, that is what I'm going for. And we're taking that style of build to shows. It's kind of where I'm coming from. However, just because we're doing stuff cheap and this and that, look, I don't want to skimp out on the whole color match process. So this is why we took the extra step to do this, right? Lowe's and picked out every single red swatch that they had on display, and we ended up color matching our swatch to the Dodge Ram on the back end here. This swatch right here, it's creased because it's been in my wallet for the last week. Heirloom red. Actually, that's a pretty good name for what we're going for here. This matches almost identical, like I would say identical to the Dodge Ram logo on the back end here. So we went ahead and got a quart of paint to match the rear end of the truck here. Got this gorgeous quart here. I don't know, Valspar signature paint or whatever. Cash is judging me as I'm doing this, but we will be applying this to the edges only of this cab visor. We are going to do a little bit of self-patina in here. Paint the edges red on the visor. Make sure we got a good coat, and then we are going to sand away, and then spray paint white over top of that, and then sand away the white to show the red, to kind of give just a little bit color, bring the color up into the top of the truck a little bit. Right now, there is only, especially with the badges going on the truck, there's zero red on the truck except for on the tailgate, and it's going to change drastically right here. Also have a little special something in the next video that we will upload. I'm not sure when, next week, a couple weeks on from now, I'm not really sure. That will be adding a lot more color to the side of the truck, but we're just going to focus on the cab visor right now, so stick with me here. So without further ado, I should have been done with this truck at about 8 o'clock tonight, but it is almost midnight and we're still not even close to being done, so it's going to be a late night. Yeah, it should look pretty good. still have like another hour and a half left, at least. Brothers, I am clocking out for the night. It is currently 4:39 in the morning. First gen, unfortunately, will not have the cab visor mounted tonight. Now, I'll tell you why. Good old friend Dayton Cody gave us a rib nut kit that we have laying right here. It's kind of a mess right now, but this thing is actually a lifesaver. If you guys know, we had bad luck with rib nuts in the past when we were building the Ville version 5 about 3.5 years ago. We are coming back around. Rib nuts, they're not bad. We do have some mounted up here in the cab. We have about 8 mounted across the cab, as you just seen me do. Fortunately, I don't have any hardware to mount the actual visor. That's unfortunate. It's completely my fault. I completely forgot about it. That's going to be the first thing on the list tomorrow morning. But that is it for tonight. I'm going to go get some sleep, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Boys, we got hardware. That's right. We just got back from Lowe's. All brand new hardware for the visor. As you can see, we got a bunch of grade 8 Allen heads here, along with grade 8 washers, premium stuff here. So this is pretty much the setup we're using here. Oh, you gotta run away. I think the Allen heads will overall give the truck a pretty clean look as far as the visor goes. And then obviously we have our good old rib nut here and our grade 8 washer. We're gonna try sanding down the visor really quick to give it that old school patina look. Hopefully it comes out good. Boys, like this stuff looks crazy. Like it looks so good. Just looks a little weathered. I didn't want to go too overboard with it, but just a little bit of red peeking through. At first, I was worried about the black because I didn't really want black. Honestly, the design that we're going for on the side of the truck in the next video has black in it, so it doesn't really affect me as much as I thought it would have. But regardless, brothers, this thing looks sick. Let's get around the truck. Guys, there she is. She is all mounted up finally. It gives a whole new look to the entire truck. As you can tell in the beginning of this video, this truck looks almost nothing alike. Boys, this cab visor looks sick. It's not fully installed yet. I am running extremely late on time. I'm gonna finish up mounting the cab visor off camera. However, she will be mounted 100% in the next video for you guys to see. Another great update video for one of the trucks in the fleet. Not wait to replicate the same thing on the Med Cab here within the coming days. Fitzgerald Truck Meet 3.0, Truck Fest, whatever. And do not forget, this plate is live on the website, $20, and she's all yours. Been with me through the entire build process. I'll sign it for you. I'll get it shipped to you ASAP. Make sure you go over to criminalsupply.com. We do have a couple shirts left on there. Merch drop coming March 11th of 2025. Make sure you go support the channel, subscribe, buy merchandise, buy the license plate, buy shirts, buy everything. I'll see you next one.